Okay, so here the internet is very poor. Actually, I told you, right? It's a heavy storm and waterlogging. Everything is so difficult here. Okay, so conservative management, when you can go for conservative management means that we have a few rules. So non-displaced, nothing is displaced, everything is in that original position with that syndesmosis. There is no gap between your tibia and fibula, and then that stable mortis, that gap, right? That concavity is intact means you can go safely for conservative. And then less than 3 displacement. So the fibular fracture, no medial aspect injuries. Simply in the lateral aspect, the tibia is also displaced only within 3 Okay, then also you can go for non-operative management. And other things are like overall condition is unfit for surgery. Okay, so you can delay the surgery. In that case also we can go for non-operative management. And other one is the management part. When you come across this management part, like we can have either once again, cam boot and so sometimes if it is a stable one, you can go for low cast or low splinting. That is easy. The cam boot is okay. This is also you can use it safely for immobilize your ankle. Okay. So you have this bracing in a short leg cast or cam boot for 4 to 6 weeks. You can safely apply for this stable fractures. Okay. And after that, take x-rays at 7 to 10 days. And if there is any change or alignment, changes in the alignment and all, you can take it on that interval also. Okay. So now for ankle fractures, what is the rehabilitation? So day 1 to first week, no ankle movements, and range of motion exercises when you come across for rigid fixed fractures. Okay, right? So if it is a stable one, you can go for active range of motion at metatarsophalangeal and knee joint. Okay, you can start doing active exercises at this aspect sites. And then for non-rigidly fixed fractures, okay, so sometimes it is unstable and you cannot have secured it very tightly, then you can have only range of motion at, that is active range of motion at only MTP. Okay. Next thing is strength training. So no strengthening exercises to ankle or foot. Only thing allowed is quadriceps. Isometrics to quadriceps can be free to do. And then functional activities. So functional activities, like non-weight bearing. Non-weight bearing with stand and non-weight bearing, stand and pivot transverse, and ambulation with crutches or whatever it is. You can use some assistive devices, and it's purely non-weight bearing. Okay. But if it is like weight bearing, when we tolerate means non-displaced distal fractures, and is also extra articular. If it is if it doesn't involve articular surface, then you can freely go for weight bearing as tolerated. Whatever it's painless, how much weight you can put, that is safe, as well as the three things are very important whenever they started weight bearing. One is it shouldn't be painful. Okay, that is there. And then the painless weight bearing, and then he cannot fear, or he cannot fear for the going too far. Okay, first time maybe okay, but after that also, if it is, they feel it's not fear, the apprehension. Sometimes they feel there is a looseness. If it is so, then you can accordingly which level is safe, that is he feels comfortable. In the early stage of weight bearing, you need to take care of that. Okay, so always we need to know that if it is the patient is placed in a long leg cast, that is if it is it covers only the distal aspect of uh, tibia and fibula, right? And then it is a stable fracture. If it is still extended above cast, that is towards the level of that is the proximal aspect of tibia and fibula, then it is very unstable fracture. So the patient treated in long leg cast may be because they are not fit for surgery. That's why they go for unstable fracture itself. We are coming for long leg cast. And if it is external fixators, also it's like very complicated cases only, we can go for external fixation. So always remember these things whenever you are doing rehabilitation. In the second week, the same range of motion is follow the same protocol as week 1. And here for strength training, you can start. Now here you are started only isometrics to quadriceps, right? For rigid fixed fractures, you can go for dorsiflexors and plantar flexors. Isometrics can be given for these two muscles. Okay, for stable fractures, for rigid fixed fractures. And non-rigidly fixed fractures, no strengthening exercises. And then functional activities also same, or non-weight bearing for with assistive devices for unstable. If it is stable means you can go for weight bearing as tolerated. Okay, so the weight bearing as tolerated for non-displaced distal fracture. Okay, and toe touch weight bearing for rigidly fixed fractures. That is, the rigidly fixed fractures means what it implies is maybe secured plates and screw fixations. Okay, more secured, or sometimes they have non-rigid fixed fractures. In that case only, we are totally say no to that. Stable fractures, weight bearing as tolerated. And toe touch weight bearing for rigidly fixed fractures. And non-weight bearing for non-rigidly fixed fractures. And then we have week 4 to 6th week, 4 to 6 weeks. So keep unstable fractures, unstable or those with limited fixation in a cast. Okay, or cam. So we need to be make it in the immobilizer or splint. You should place it in a cast or cam boots. Okay, both things are useful till 6 weeks for unstable fractures, but stable fractures you can remove the casting. And then range of motion, rigid